What's up, Supreme Team, and welcome to the channel. Y'all, we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville again. OWN Network just dropped I guess, what's to come for the last 3 episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and it is explosive. There's no other way to describe it from beginning to end. I mean, they only have 3 episodes left for Pete's sake, but you guys, it literally opens up with the girls' trip. We see all the ladies on the boat, and Nell Fletcher asks Sunny if she has any kids. Sunny actually gives her an up and down look, right? I'm sorry I'm not playing the video just because I don't want any problems with OWN. I know that they're striking channels, but Sunny gives Nell Fletcher an up and down, like, that's super personal. Destiny is in earshot. And then you hear Sunny say that she's going through IVF. Later at dinner, Destiny addresses it at the table and said it was super hurtful to see people that she called friends ask that type of question of someone who, hurt her, referring to Sunny. So that's how it opens. And then we get the boys scene, child. This is where things go completely left. Martell, Chris Fletcher, and Sunny's new husband, okay? They are still newlyweds. They are outside talking. Somehow it is about cheating, clearly. Chris Fletcher says, "Are you guys in a throuple?" Only he doesn't know the word for it. Good looking out, Chris. If you want to pretend like you don't know everything, that's the way to do it. Is it a triple, a trople? He never said throuple, but he was trying to say throuple. Anyway, Martell makes the joke, "Are you going to have a side chick?" That's when Moses chimes in, and you see the words right there. He says, "No, my wife's my wife, you know?" Then he goes on, "You know who's going to be the side chick," referring to Destiny. And I told y'all that this man does not know how to speak over his wife yet. I said it. I said, listen, this is dangerous territory when you don't know how to be protective of your wife or speak over your wife the right way. And he doesn't, because he even let this shit out the bag. He said, "Destiny knows she still loves me, though." Sir, that's none of your concern. Okay? Now, I don't know if Sunny saw this, but baby, Moses is about to get his ass whooped. All right? I think we all know this to be true. We all know this to be true. The last thing any new wife wants to hear is their husband saying something like this. And I know that there is a lot of people who go to bat for Sunny and Moses, but until Moses learns how to speak over his wife, y'all may want to pull back because he says the wrong thing always. I have heard him say plenty of things wrong so far, and I'm telling you right now, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. But Martell even knew that was the wrong thing to say. He said, "I'm not laughing at that one." Martell says, and I quote, "I'm not laughing at that one." And he backs away, leaving Moses to stand on his own. Nobody tried to save him and said, "All right, brother man, enough with the jokes," or nothing like that. They literally said, "You go ahead and sink in this quicksand that you set up for yourself." Okay? Talk to me in the comments, y'all. Now you guys are looking at a picture of Trish, who finally finds her voice at this table, okay? She's actually speaking normally and looking people in the eye, and I love it. All it takes is for a bunch of people to come for you, and then you figure out how to speak. But everybody's asking her, like, basically, you've been lying this entire time. Why don't you tell the truth? What went down when you met up with Martell? Here she basically says, "I never slept with Martell." Now, it looks like she may have done some things leading up to, you know what I'm saying? But she pulled away from it. That's what it sounds like to me. Y'all can tell me what y'all think when you look at the scene. You can either see it on my in my Facebook group, DRRT, or on my IG page at DYANAROZAY Real Talk. But she looked like she is backing away from, "I didn't sleep with him. I went to the house. Things might have got a little too close for comfort and I backed off," is how I heard her say it. Okay. Either way, Everybody is sitting at the table in complete shock. I mean, Destiny, Nell Fletcher, everyone is sitting there with their mouths open like, child, this is a far cry, okay, from what you was saying to us when we, badgered you and was asking you all kinds of questions. Now she is coming a little cleaner than she was before, but it did upset Melody. Okay, Melody's at the table. She is looking really, she looked like her eyes like welled up with tears. She looked very teary eyed and just kind of, what the F is this about? And she gets up and walks off. Again, I told y'all in my review that Mel is not giving them anything. Okay. Whatever was set up in that scene, she's like, I'm walking away from it. So we do not hear her have a conversation with Trish where she basically said, listen, ho, you was at my house where my kids will lay their heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get any of that. So if Trish was badgered, like she said at Nell Fletcher's party, and Mel said, I'm not giving it any more attention, she was choosing not to give it any more attention here either. But if Trish had been lying all the way around, she definitely lied to Mel at Nell Fletcher's party. And that's what we know for sure. Okay. So I can't wait to see how this scene plays out and what the friend group has to say. They look like they were pissed at Trish, like they were really disgusted. So I know that there's people that is on Trisha's team, but she's let a lot of people down. I think people wanted to believe that she was a little naive about what these cameras were going to do, but this show films in Huntsville. You applied to be on this show, so you clearly watched it. You know what's going on. You know the town news, right? Melody and Martell's business is everybody's business. And Mel has done a lot to insulate herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, she lives on her house on the hill. I don't think she deals with the commoners. You know what I'm saying? The people about town. So she's not going to the grocery store and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She gets stuff delivered to her so that she really doesn't have to mingle with people. She is at her house with her bodyguards. So sitting at tables like this is really the first time she's engaging people in a way where they're bringing up something that happened in the past. I'm looking forward to hearing what Mel has to say about it, though. Even though she's not talking about it in the scene, I'm curious if she's going to talk about it with her friend, Dr. Foster, right? So y'all talk to me in the comments. So let me know what y'all think. Then we get the guys. We get another scene with the guys. And of course, Marsau, who likes to, take little digs at people, decide he's going to take one at Martell. And that was the wrong move. Okay. So you see Ken there. Ken is basically saying whatever happened between you and Trish 8, 10, 15 years ago. Well, he probably said 4 or 5 years ago. Is none of my damn business. Okay, sir? I'm worried about the here and now. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't try nothing. And then you hear Marsau chime in like, well, it doesn't bother you that he was married and, creeping around with Trish. And that's a joke that Martell is not laying down for. Now, Marsau should know better by now. Him and Maurice like to do their little cutesy thing over there with the jokes. But Martell was like, well, it's about time that I release your secrets, ho. And he says, no, it wasn't when we were married. It was around the time that we all, me, you, and Maurice went to Vegas. And then he's letting him know, if you want to talk shit, I can meet you. I can meet you where you are. Okay. And based on the looks on Marsau and Maurice's faces when Martell says it, Courtney bends down and says, you might want to, keep your mouth closed, partner, like that, right? So Courtney's trying to warn him, but he's giggling at the same time because he realizes, Marsau, you push buttons. You should expect your buttons to get pushed at this point. And Martell's going to push buttons from this point forward, it looks like. But yes, crazy. Martell is basically letting Marsau know the gloves are on, Playboy. If you want to act like what I got going on in my life is a problem, no, it's a problem for you too. And if y'all follow me on Facebook, y'all would have saw that I asked a question just last week. Name all of the little nasty things that Martell has said or done with Tisha, because he's been begging to tell Marsau's secrets. Okay. Remember on that reunion stage, I told y'all I'll never tell and I won't. Well, he's breaking the agreement. He's breaking the agreement. He is pissed that Marsau still has a marriage and he doesn't. And he's been trying to get back at Marsau through Tisha for a minute. Because what comes out on this show, okay, in these scenes is going to play out on the show. All right. So let me know what y'all think about that. So it looks like the entire cast is going to address Maurice's DUI and the possibility that he may have a drinking problem. Okay. Literally, Mel is talking about it. She's talking about how the dude got arrested on a Saturday and had a bottle in his hand on a Sunday. Tisha's talking about it to Marsau. The whole group is chit-chatting about it. And then we get a scene with Maurice and Kimmy where Kimmy is like, is there something going on with you? Because if you don't tell me, I can't help. And Maurice just kind of looks like forlorn and says, you know, I don't know if you can help. I don't know if you can help. So what's going on with Maurice where he is drinking his life away at this point? What's going on? What's going on? So this is their drama and it's coming at the last 3 episodes of the show, if we get it in all 3 episodes, right? But this is the problem that they are presenting with Maurice, which is wild. We also get a scene with Trisha, my bad, Trisha and Ken, where Ken tells Trisha, listen, I'm going to stand beside you to the moon and back. Like, you never have to worry about my loyalty. Okay. I'm with you. I'm a rider. But he also says, I will check any one of these dudes, okay, that is coming for you wrong or for me wrong, right? So he's giving me the impression that he's letting Martell know I will whoop that ass if I have to, but he's also letting this one know right here. This is Trisha's ex-husband, Marquez. They all have dinner together, Trish, Ken, and Marquez. And it looks like Marquez is basically asking for that woman back, child. He said, listen, I was hoping that you would, forgive me and we can just move on like nothing ever happened. Like those 6 years, never, ever, me being gone for 6 years, never, ever, ever, ever happened. And while he's saying that, Ken is literally looking at him while he's eating his steak. Okay. And the way he puts that steak in his mouth is like, like you can see all the thoughts that is going through his head. I like Ken. I like him. I like to see people and their facial expressions, the emotions they have. But he literally looks like he can whoop that dude right there at the table. And then Trish looks down at her plate again and said, I want to talk about it. And she says it so fast, you really have to be paying attention. She said, I want to talk about it. Not, no, you can go get the hell on. She says, I don't want to talk about it. At least that's how they had the scene cut. Whew. Then she basically takes a check. She signs for everything. And Ken and Trish leaves. And when they leave Marquez to cry in his liquor. Okay, he picks up his cup of brown and the dude start boo-hooing. Like tears is rolling down his face and he's literally giving a ooh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I rewound that at least 5 times. It was very hilarious, child. This show is the absolute best. Anyway, I know a lot of y'all don't watch it. Just be prepared because the reviews for these last 3 is going to be fantastic. Okay. Now let's talk about the rest. Now it looks like Stormy and Melody are going to go at it. Stormy is upset about the incident that happened at her warehouse where a blogger showed up there and then filed charges to have Stormy arrested. Stormy is actually asking Mel if she agrees with it. Like, are you in support of this? And she's calling this person one of Melody's fans and things like that. Mel is looking frustrated. And Stormy basically says, I need to know, do you stand with this? Are you standing on this? And Mel said, you don't have to know if I stand on shit. Like, basically, don't be, having your little temper tantrum with me, child. But this was an ugly scene, I have to say. This is unfortunate that it even came to this, to be honest. I don't know. Well, clearly it's not going to be resolved. It is done. And it sounds like Stormy has quit the show too. But it is a ugly interaction for sure. So y'all can talk to me in the comments. Y'all can watch the clip over on my IG pages and my stories or in my Facebook group. We also have Mel Fletcher. We have Melody telling Nell Fletcher to kick rocks. So it looks like this friendship is on the rocks, child. Mel says to Nell Fletcher, I thought you stood beside me until I saw an interview you did where you called me stubborn. And Nell Fletcher's like, everybody knows how I feel about you. I don't know if this is going to recover either. This is bad. And then you hear Dr. Shanita in the background saying, you need to get rid of all of these people. None of these people are your friends, Mel. None of these people are your friends, Mel. Whoo, child. Mel. Now we also have a scene, and I don't know if this is still a part of none of the people are your friends conversation, but little old Tisha, because I don't know if y'all have seen Shanita, Mel's friend, but she's a bigger woman. Like she appears very tall and just, her structure seems very solid. Okay. Tisha, who looks like she is just about 5 foot, says she is not for the twos and she is threatening to whoop Mel's friend. Like she's like, I don't know who you think you is, but I am not the one. Don't play with me. And she is screaming and fussing and crying, and not just a little cry either. Tisha's doing the ugly cry. She is really emotional. And then you see Melody trying to, chill her out, like, Tisha, wait a minute, Tisha, wait a minute, Tisha. I don't know what is going on here, but I cannot wait to see it, child. Tisha is fit to be tied. Mil's trying to get her under control. Shanita, I don't know what she did, child, but she was getting in the car like, girl, bye. It was just a mess. So again, talk to me in the comments if y'all saw this one. Let me know what y'all think. And then in the last part of the clip, y'all, we get the fight scene, the argument with Martell and Marcel. Now, if y'all have watched me give a review for this show since the beginning, I told y'all that Marsau and Martell did not get along once Martell's marriage was breaking up. I told y'all this like 100 times. I said, those two compete with each other, and they've always competed with each other. Martell was on top, but when Martell got caught cheating and lost everything, Marsau was the one like, well, I'm going to pile on whatever this is with Martell. Like it was supposed to be called Holt Manor, and then Marsau started building Scott Manor. Like it was that type of tit for tat, right? Basically, when Marsau laughing at Martell because he couldn't pass the builder's license, laughing at him because his relationship broke up, his marriage broke up. Martell, that stings for Martell. Season 1, Martell doesn't want to do the comeback group. It's Melody who talks him into doing it. By the time season 1 wraps, when we go into season 2, Marsau had called the police on Martell because Martell threatened to whoop his ass. Okay. Like it's a whole thing, y'all. But now we are here, and it sounds like this conversation is about Martell getting arrested. Okay. That's what it sounds like to me. It's opening with Martell saying something like, you're making fun of me for being arrested. And Marsau says, listen, at the end of the day, I have no respect for you. And that's how it comes across too. Like he has no respect. He says, I have no respect for you. And he lets it do what it do. And that's when Martell says, you are a bitch ass ninja. That is why you act like you such a goody two shoes, like you ain't out here in these streets doing what you doing. And then he basically said he had pictures of Marsau with whatever bimbo that he hangs out, whatever his flavor of the week is, right? With all the stuff that has been out there, Tisha claims she's never had proof. Martell now says, I have pictures. And everyone is screaming for Martell to calm down. Kimmy's like, Martell, like, please stop, because we know where this, right? And Tisha looks over at Martell and says, I want to see the pictures, Martell. I want to see the pictures, Martell. Marsau is trying to get Tisha to be on his side at the moment. Like, Tisha, don't fall into this, right? Don't fall into this, Tisha. This is me and you against everybody. And Tisha is crying because once again, her relationship is being put on Front Street, and everybody knows Marsau's business except for her. And this is some dirty dog shit for sure. But everybody is flipping out, and Marsau is Martell at this point is ready for Marsau. They basically have a breakaway scene, and they bring the two of them back together, and you see Martell's face. He is this serious. So we're going to see what happens next in this scene. But y'all talk to me in the comments. Make sure you are following me on all my platforms. Okay. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Make sure y'all share the video, hit the like button, and I will check you all on the next one.